Oh, how it burns them to see you stand tall, without their approval, without their pity, without their false validation, you in all your glory. They once believed they were the ones who held the power to define your worth and your success. They thought they could control your every move, and that without their blessing, you would fall. But look at you now. You stand taller than they ever imagined possible, and you do so without the crutch of their approval or the weight of their judgment. That fire inside you has been ignited, and they can feel the heat from a distance. It eats them up inside every single day. The thought that you have made it without them, the ones who doubted you, the ones who mocked you, it is a bitter pill for them to swallow. They thought they had you figured out. They thought you were weak, that you would crumble when the world turned against you. They underestimated the power within you, the relentless drive that surged through your veins even when the odds seemed insurmountable. They thought their sneers and their criticisms could break you, that their silence and their indifference would push you into the shadows. But instead, it did the opposite. It hardened you, shaped you into something they couldn't even begin to understand. Now, they are left watching from the sidelines as you rise, as you soar, and they are helpless to stop you. It gnaws at their very core that you have grown without their guidance, without their influence, without their presence in your life. For so long, they tried to define who you were, to make you fit into their mold, to keep you small, manageable, and predictable. But now, they see you breaking free from everything they thought they could control. They wanted you to need them. They wanted you to depend on their opinions, their judgments, and their approval. But you've shown them that you never needed them at all. You have something stronger, something more powerful than their words, something that they could never take away from you. It's called resilience, and it's what has kept you going when they tried to tear you down. They can feel it deep in their hearts, the ache that comes from knowing they no longer have a hold on you. They are trapped in their own jealousy, unable to comprehend how you've managed to thrive without their influence. The more you succeed, the more it eats at them. They thought they would see you fail. They hoped for it, even if they would never admit it. But they were wrong. Oh, how wrong they were. And now they're forced to watch as you stand strong, unshaken, unyielding, while they remain stuck in their own bitterness. You're thriving without them, and it makes them question everything they once believed about themselves. They thought they were the gatekeepers of success, that they had the power to decide who would rise and who would fall. But you've proven that success doesn't come from their approval. It doesn't come from their validation or their permission. Success comes from within, from that deep, unshakable belief that no matter what they say, no matter how much they try to pull you down, you are meant for something greater. They will never admit it, but they are watching, lurking in the background, seeing every step you take towards your greatness. And with each step, the bitterness inside them grows. It eats away at them. This realization that you have surpassed everything they ever imagined you would become. They can no longer look at you with the same dismissive eyes, because now you are the one they fear. You are the one they envy. You are the one who is thriving, and they are the ones left behind, caught in their own lies and insecurities. They thought they could break you. They thought they could make you doubt yourself, question your worth, and give up on your dreams. But instead, you used their negativity as fuel. Every time they spoke ill of you, every time they tried to undermine your efforts, you used it to drive yourself forward. You turned their hatred into determination. You turned their rejection into motivation. And now, look at you. You are everything they could never be. You are free. You are powerful. You are unstoppable. And they are nothing but distant memories, their voices drowned out by the sound of your success. There is nothing more satisfying than knowing that while they hoped for your downfall, you were quietly plotting your rise. They thought they could keep you beneath them, that they could control the narrative of your life. But you have taken the pen and written your own story. You have rewritten the rules. You have shown them that you are not bound by their limitations. They tried to impose their narrow vision of success on you, but you have shattered that illusion. You are a force to be reckoned with, and they can't handle it. And so, they watch. They watch as you build the life they said you could never have. They watch as you achieve the things they told you were impossible. They watch as you live in a way they could never dream of, free from the chains they once tried to place around you. They watch and they burn with envy, because deep down, they know that they will never have what you have. They will never experience the freedom and the power that comes from standing tall on your own, without the need for anyone's validation. It eats them up inside, the realization that they were wrong about you. They thought they knew who you were, but they didn't. They underestimated you, and now they are paying the price. They will never be able to escape the image of you standing tall, of you rising above their limitations, and it will haunt them forever. They can try to ignore it, try to pretend that it doesn't bother them, but they know the truth. You have become everything they wish they could be, and it is tearing them apart. Every success, every victory you achieve, it drives them further into the depths of their own insecurity. They can't understand how you've managed to thrive without them. They can't comprehend how you've succeeded without their approval, their support, their validation. They thought you would need them, but now it is them who need you. They need to know how you did it. They need to understand how you found the strength to break free from their grip. They need to know how it feels to stand tall without the weight of their judgments holding you down. But they will never know, because you don't owe them anything. You owe them no explanation. You owe them no apology. You owe them nothing. You have created your own path, and now you walk it with confidence, with pride, with the knowledge that you are worthy of every success that comes your way. They may have tried to keep you down, but you've proven them wrong. You've shown them that you don't need anyone's approval to thrive. And as they watch you rise, they can do nothing but burn with jealousy, regret, and bitterness. In the end, it's not their approval you need. It never was. It's not their validation that will make you whole. It's not their pity that will give you strength. You have everything you need within you. You have the fire, the resilience, the determination, and the drive to keep going, to keep growing, to keep thriving. And as they watch from the sidelines, they will continue to burn with the knowledge that they were never the ones who held the power to define your worth. You were always the one in control, and they were always just a footnote in your story. When all is said and done, their name will barely even register in the legacy you're building. They thought they had you figured out, that they had some sort of dominion over you, that they could dictate the course of your life. They were so certain that they were the central characters in your narrative, that their opinions were the ones that mattered most. But they were wrong. They were never more than a brief interruption, a fleeting obstacle on the path that was always meant for you. The spotlight was never theirs to take, and as you rise, their role in your life becomes even more insignificant. It's almost poetic, isn't it? How they thought they could shape you, mold you into something they could control, and now they're left to watch as you outgrow everything they ever imagined. All their manipulations, their subtle insinuations, their attempts to make you doubt yourself, none of it worked. In fact, it only served to ignite something in you that they could never have anticipated. It gave you the hunger to prove them wrong, to show them that you were never theirs to own. The very things they used to try to limit you are the same things that have propelled you into a higher plane of existence. You are thriving in ways they couldn't comprehend, and that's what eats at them most. They'll never understand how you managed to rise, to go beyond their petty constraints. They spent so much time trying to undermine you, attempting to convince you that you couldn't make it on your own. They tried to chip away at your confidence, to convince you that their approval was necessary for your success, but you didn't need it. And you never did. You've always been a force, an unstoppable tide, an unbreakable spirit. What they didn't understand was that their rejection only made you stronger. Their doubts only pushed you further, faster. It's as if their negativity acted as fertilizer for your soul, helping you to grow in ways they couldn't even fathom. And now that you're flourishing, they're stuck in their own small world, watching you from the sidelines, consumed by a resentment that is eating them alive. Every time you achieve something, every time you take another step forward, you are proving to them just how wrong they were. Every goal you hit, every milestone you pass, is another moment that they have to swallow their pride and confront the truth. They can pretend all they want that it doesn't bother them, that they aren't looking, that they don't care. But deep down, they are consumed by the fact that you've surpassed them. They thought they were the ones who would be the architects of your failure. They thought they were the ones who could break you, but instead, they've been nothing but witnesses to your rise, and it burns them, gnaws at their very essence, because they know that no matter how hard they try, they can never undo what you've become. The most painful part for them is realizing that they were never as powerful as they thought. They wanted you to depend on them, to need their approval, to rely on their validation. They wanted to feel important in your life, but the moment you realized you didn't need them was the moment they lost their grip. They could never understand what it felt like to be self-sufficient, to be in control of your own destiny. You don't need them to validate your worth. You never did. You know your worth. You don't need anyone to tell you that you're capable, that you're deserving, that you're enough. You've always known, and the fact that you don't rely on their validation to succeed is a wound that will never heal for them. It's a reminder every day that they were never the ones with the power. They only thought they were. Now, as they look at you from a distance, all they can do is watch you carve out a future for yourself that they could never have imagined. You are living proof that their control over you was never as strong as they believed. And as you climb higher, as you make waves, as you continue to build a life that is full of purpose, passion, and power, they are left with nothing but regret and resentment. They'll never know what it feels like to truly be free, to walk through life without the weight of others' expectations dragging them down. They'll never know the strength it takes to make it on your own, without the crutch of constant approval. And that is what haunts them the most. They look at you and they see someone who is unstoppable, unshakable, someone who has found the strength within themselves to thrive, regardless of what they said or did. They see someone who has reached heights they could only dream of, someone who has found success, not by playing their game, but by creating your own. They can't fathom it. They can't wrap their minds around how you managed to do it without them. And so, they are left with the bitter realization that everything they try to do to hold you back, every whisper of doubt, every attempt to make you feel less than, was all for nothing. You were never going to fail, not because of them, not because of their lies or their negativity. You were always destined for something greater. As you rise, they crumble in the shadows, watching with envy as you step into your power. Every achievement, every success you have is a reminder of how little they truly matter in the grand scheme of things. They thought they were indispensable in your journey, that you would always need them to feel validated, to feel worthy. But you've proven them wrong. You've shown them that you don't need anyone's approval to be great. You don't need their recognition to shine. and that is what eats away at them. That is what keeps them awake at night. Their minds consumed by the thought that they were never as important as they thought. The truth is, they will always be stuck in their own limitations. They will always be trapped in their narrow view of the world, never able to see the possibilities beyond what they've known. They tried to box you in, to make you fit into their small, predictable mold. But you broke out. You shattered their expectations, and now they are left with nothing but a faint memory of their power over you. They will never be able to achieve what you have. They will never know what it feels like to stand tall without the weight of someone else's judgment. They will always be chained to their own insecurities, their own fears, their own limitations. And that is their greatest punishment. But you, on the other hand, are free. You are liberated from the chains of their control. You are soaring above the limits they tried to impose on you. You are living the life they said you could never have. And that is what they can never accept. They can never accept the fact that you have become everything they told you you could never be. You have proven them wrong at every turn, and that is a wound they will never heal from. So let them burn. Let them feel the weight of their regret. Let them stew in their jealousy, in their bitterness, in their inability to understand how you've managed to rise above it all. They will never get it. And that, my friend, is the ultimate victory. Because while they are stuck in their own misery, you will continue to thrive. You will continue to climb higher, to achieve more, to build the life you've always dreamed of. You are unstoppable, and they will never be able to touch that. Let them watch. Let them seethe in silence as you step into your greatness. Because the truth is, they were never the ones who held the power to define you. You always were. As you keep moving forward, they will continue to watch from the sidelines, helpless to change the course of your life. They will never be able to take credit for your success because it was never theirs to claim. They were never the ones who pushed you forward. They were never the ones who gave you strength. You found that within yourself. And as they sit there, consumed by their envy, they will slowly come to realize the truth. They were never anything more than a footnote in the story of your rise. And that realization will burn them. It will eat at them from the inside out, because they know deep down that they will never experience what you have. They will never know what it feels like to break free from their chains, to stand tall in their own power, to thrive without needing anyone's approval. They will never know the peace that comes with knowing that you are enough just as you are, and that no one has the power to take that from you. So let them watch, because the truth is, they never mattered. You were always the one in control of your destiny. You were always the one who had the power to decide how your story would unfold. And now, as you continue to rise, they will be nothing but a distant memory, a shadow of the past, a reminder of how far you've come. You have succeeded without them, and that is something they can never take from you. They might try in every way imaginable to undermine you, to shake your confidence, to drag you down to their level, but in the end, they will never have the power to take away what you've built, what you've earned, what you've become. All the pain they inflicted, all the doubts they tried to plant, all the false promises they made. It means nothing now. You are standing on your own, not because of their help, but in spite of them. The life you're creating, the success you're building, the person you've become. These are things that no one can take from you. They may try, but they will fail. Their power over you was always an illusion, a construct they built in their own minds to feel important, to feel needed. But you've proven that you don't need them. You never did. Every time you break another barrier, every time you surpass another limitation, you remind them of their own inadequacies. You remind them of their failures, the things they could never achieve because they were too busy holding others down to elevate themselves. They thought they could keep you small, keep you under their thumb, and for a while, they may have succeeded in doing so. But the moment you woke up to your own power, the moment you realized that you didn't need them to validate you, to make you feel worthy, you took control of your destiny. You started forging your path, no longer constrained by their criticisms, their doubts, or their expectations. You let go of everything that held you back and embraced your true self, the one that doesn't need anyone's permission to thrive. Now, when you look around, you see nothing but possibilities. Every success you achieve is a silent victory over those who once tried to break you. Every time you stand taller, every time you walk into a room with your head held high, you're sending a message that they can never ignore. And that message is simple. You do not control me. You never did, and you never will. You are the master of your fate, the author of your story, and you are the one who decides how your life will unfold. They will watch from the sidelines, helpless to change the course of your life, helpless to drag you back to the place where they thought you belonged. But no matter how hard they try, no matter how many times they attempt to bring you down, you will keep moving forward. You will keep growing. You will keep achieving. Because the truth is, they don't have the strength to stop you. They can't reach you. They can't take what you've worked so hard for. They are left in the dust, trapped in the bitterness of their own shortcomings. While you soar higher and higher, they will never understand it. They will never comprehend how you've managed to succeed without their approval, how you've made it on your own, without needing them to tell you that you're worthy. It doesn't make sense to them because they have always been dependent on others for their sense of self-worth. They've always needed someone to tell them that they matter, that they're enough. But you've never needed that. You've always known that you are worthy of success, of greatness, of happiness. And the moment you embrace that truth, you set yourself free. They are still shackled to the idea that their worth is determined by the approval of others. They are stuck in a prison of their own making, while you are walking in the light of your own truth. It's tragic, really, how they've wasted so much of their lives trying to hold others down, trying to prevent others from rising. They will never understand what it means to be truly free, to live without the weight of someone else's judgment, to thrive without needing the validation of those who don't have your best interests at heart. But that's okay, because you've found your freedom. You've discovered the power within yourself to break through every barrier, to defy every expectation, and to become the person they always doubted you could be. And in the process, you've left them behind, trapped in their own limitations, consumed by their own envy. The more you rise, the more they will burn with jealousy. It will eat at them, gnaw at them from the inside out, because they will never be able to achieve what you've achieved. They will never know the feeling of standing on top of the mountain they once thought was impossible to climb. They will never know the satisfaction of knowing that they did it all on their own, without anyone's help, without anyone's approval. They will always be stuck in their own prison of insecurity, while you are out here, living a life that they could only dream of. The hardest part for them is knowing that you are the one who holds the power now. They are no longer the ones in control. They are no longer the ones who can make you doubt yourself, make you question your worth, make you feel small. You've taken that power back. You've reclaimed what was always yours. And as you continue to rise, as you continue to thrive, they will continue to wither in the shadows, consumed by their own bitterness and regret. They may try to reach out to you, to pull you back into their world of negativity. But don't be fooled. Their attempts will always be nothing more than a desperate cry for attention, a plea for validation that they will never receive from you. They will try to disguise their envy as concern, as a desire to help you. But deep down, you know the truth. They are trying to bring you down, trying to make you feel like you need them again, trying to make you believe that they still have power over you. But they don't, not anymore. You've already seen through their lies, their manipulations, and their false promises. You've already broken free from the chains they tried to place around you. And now, they are nothing but a distant memory, a reminder of how far you've come. You are no longer bound by their expectations. You are no longer held back by their criticisms. You are free to live your life as you see fit, to make your own choices, to walk your own path. And as you continue to do so, as you continue to build the life you've always dreamed of, you will find that the very people who once tried to control you, to make you feel small, are now watching you from a distance, helpless to stop you. They can't touch you anymore. They can't hurt you. They can't break you. You are invincible. And so, as you rise, as you continue to reach new heights, remember this. You are not just thriving in spite of them. You are thriving because of them. Every insult, every criticism, every attempt to hold you back has only made you stronger, more determined, more relentless. They thought they could break you. They thought they could stop you. But instead, they only fueled the fire within you. And now, as you continue to climb, they will be left behind, watching as you soar higher and higher, knowing that they had no part in your success. They never will. So let them burn with envy. Let them seethe in silence. Let them watch as you continue to thrive, knowing that their power over you is gone. Because in the end, they were never the ones who held the key to your success. You always did, and that is something they can never take from you. It was never theirs to begin with. You've built this on your own, and you will continue to build it, no matter what they say, no matter what they do. You are unstoppable, and they will have to learn to live with the fact that you've outgrown them